For the first time in my reign as Leeds United manager, we have actually been a bit rubbish. To find out how rubbish, you're going to have to watch the episode. Today, we're going to be taking on Tottenham and Liverpool. Hello and welcome back to Leeds United, Pride of Yorkshire. So, at the top of the episode, I did say that we had been a little bit rubbish. I'm going to show you just what's been happening since you've been away. In the last episode, though, we kicked off our Premier League campaign. We only managed to get 3 points out of a possible 6. Let's see how our form has continued from there. So, jumping into the schedule, you can see that we had 2 tough matches back to back. We ended up losing narrowly to Manchester City 1-0. We put up a good fight, actually. Some of the football we played was pretty decent. And we were unlucky. We had chances. Man City were just the better team on the day. And then we had a dramatic dip in form. Even though it looks like it's a different story, we went to Chelsea and played some absolutely dreadful football. I've never seen us play as bad as we did in this game. We took the lead early through Calvin Phillips and then fell apart with 2 stupid goals given away. First one was to Lukaku that went to VAR and was given. The second one to Mason Mount. We then get back into the game with Calvin Phillips and again just absolutely fell apart as Kai Havertz headed them into a 3-2 lead with more than half an hour to go, and we just did not create anything. We scored 2 goals from 3 shots on target. The football was not good. We then had Aston Villa come to Ellen Road, and again we struggled to create anything. We got 3 points off the back of a Robert Koch header that was a corner that hit the crossbar, and as it's bounced down, he's had the whole goal to head it into. Other than that, we hardly had a chance. As you can see, Zachariah even got sent off at Aston Villa, and we still couldn't produce when we were playing against 10 men. But we did somehow get the 3 points. And then in the last game, before we come back, we really struggled in this one. Arsenal absolutely played us off the park, and the game did a classic FM to them. They took the lead through Dominic Solanke in the 73rd minute. Yes, Dominic Solanke really plays for Arsenal in this game. And then, all of a sudden, Karim Adeyemi scored after 85, and Bentancur scored a header in the 90th minute to snatch 3 points. We didn't even deserve a point. It would have been a fair result had we have lost 1-0 to Arsenal, but instead we have ended up coming out of there with 3 points, and it's quite frankly a miracle because we did not play well at all. So a little look at the Premier League table before we go into today's match action. You can see we are now sat on 9 points, currently in 7th place. We have played a game more than Everton above us and Newcastle above us. But we are already 9 points off of Man UFC, and they are really, really overpowered in this game. So today, as I said, we are going to be playing against Tottenham first and then against Liverpool. Let's see if we can't play some more pleasing football whilst we're on camera. Okay, as I said, the first game we're going to be playing is against Tottenham. We seem to have played pretty well against Tottenham in the past encounters that we have played with them. Today we are going to line up as follows. So we've got Meslier in goal, Firpo, Koch, Llorente and Adams are now the back 4, with Bentancur and Phillips in the middle. We've got Harrison wide left, Rafinha wide right, Ricky Puig through the middle, and Benjamin Sesko, who has been in terrible form, only 1 goal so far this season. We are going to stick with him and play him up front. One other thing to note, at the moment, this is the World Cup year, so we are in 2022, and we are playing Saturday, Wednesday. When the Europa League and the FA Cup start too, I am not sure what the schedule will look like at all. But at the moment, we are struggling with players with fitness. We are struggling to get players through games. So, luckily, it's not just us. I did notice that when we played against Arsenal, half of their team were pretty much out on their feet too. So hopefully we can capitalise on that by having a big enough squad to rotate. But that's enough waffling about the league and what's going on. Let's jump into this game and show you how we get on against Tottenham. An early chance for Tottenham here as Tsimikas swings the ball in. Cock deals with it well, and Sesko is going to chase it, but Son gets to the ball first. When the net moved then, I thought he had scored. Blasts it wide, luckily for us, though. Now we've got a free kick that Rafinha swings in, and this time Sesko smashes it into the net. The referee, though, runs in. He's got his finger to his ear. Let's see what happens. I think this was onside from my own personal view, and it looks like the goal has been awarded. And the giveaway there was in the bottom left-hand corner. They'd already put the 3 points on the board for the in-game league table, and we hadn't even been awarded the goal. Oh, straight away, Rafinha with a corner now. He swings it in. It's dealt with well by Tottenham, but Bentancur plays it back to Rafinha. He plays it across, and Tsimikas smashes it away. And Llorente is going to try and bring the ball back towards Tottenham's goal. Plays it forwards to Tyler Adams, who turns back, gives it back to Llorente, plays it forward to Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips with the shot that lands on the roof of the net. That would have been some goal had it have gone in. A free kick for Tottenham then. Sanchez plays it to Rodon. He plays it across to Ramos. Out to Emerson Royal. We need to try and stop this ball coming into the box. We can't do that. Kane, though, can't get to the ball. And Tsimikas, who is injured, is still playing after 15 minutes. Picks the ball up, and Tottenham are going to look to build again down that right-hand side. Junior Firpo seems to be targeted, and Emerson Royal crosses in. This time Kane is going to get to the ball, and Kane scores the equaliser to get Tottenham back into the game. This is quite interesting. Junior Firpo seems to be targeted down this left-hand side. That's twice now they've tried to get the ball to Emerson Royal, and he has squared up to Firpo and got the ball across. This time, though, Kane beats Melier at his near post. Might be a bit of dodgy goalkeeping there too, though. 31 minutes on the clock, and we are going to try and play it out from the back. Tsimikas does get involved. Ricky Puig, though, that I have to say, in the games that I said we were playing terrible, that kind of thing has been happening so much. The ball just bounces off Puig. He stands and watches it. Tottenham have built up, and they have took the lead now through Son. It's really disappointing to see a player of Ricky Puig's calibre just have the ball bounce off of him, and he just stops and stands there. I don't know what's different last season to this season. The players certainly weren't doing that last season. And unfortunately, we are now 2-1 behind. A disappointing end then to the first half as we come off the pitch 2-1 behind after taking the lead. Don't really know what to say as to what went wrong. We have been 50-50 in the game. I guess it's just a case of they took their chances and we haven't. But what happened with Ricky Puig in the middle of the park there, that is quite concerning because I've seen that quite a lot. I don't know whether that's something in the game or something that's changed, or season on season, that is completely different. And we certainly weren't seeing that in the first season. Let's hope we don't see it again in the second half. 67 minutes on the clock, and I think it's time to start making a few changes. So the first one we are going to make is Adam Hlozek is going to come on the left-hand side. And I think Matthias Klick can come on in place of Ricky Puig. Still can't get over the fact he was so poor in that clip. So a throw in then, and we are going to have a chance here, it seems. Hlozek plays the ball to Klick. Let's see what he can do with it. He lines up the shot. It deflects off of... Oh my gosh, how's that not gone in? It deflects off of the player. Rafinha's had the header. It hits the inside of the post and doesn't go in. Klick building up here, playing it to Bentancur. Llorente back to Klick. Somebody please play the ball forwards. Calvin Phillips. Rafinha with the ball across to Hlozek. Turns back, plays it into Sesko. What a block that is. I think it was Sanchez who got the block in. And it was a fantastic piece of play to keep us out. But Sesko is back in, and Sesko gets an equaliser in the 89th minute. Oh, I think we thoroughly deserved that. There wasn't a lot going on in terms of highlights, but looking at the stats, we didn't deserve to be behind in this game at all. And to get a chance for Sesko in the box in the 89th minute, for him to stick it away, it's poor goalkeeping, let's be honest. But he still has stuck it away, and that's the reason we paid £10 million for him. So then, looking at that game as a whole, we actually have played really well. And again, I don't know what's going on with some of the defending, but I didn't feel that going in 2-1 down at half-time was a fair reflection of what was actually going on the pitch. and it turns out that we actually have managed to play our way back in, and we have got a point out of a game where it did look like we were actually going to lose. Shout out to Benjamin Sesko. He had pretty much no form until the last couple of games. He's popped up with 2 goals here and has saved us with a point. So we're going to jump forwards and we're going to take on second in the table, Liverpool. Hopefully, these are building blocks to getting back to some kind of form, and we're going to give them a good game. After picking up a point against Tottenham, we want to get back to winning ways. But facing off against Liverpool is probably not the way to get back to winning ways. But we're going to give it our best shot. And the team we are going to put out is Meslier in goal, Firpo, Koch, Llorente and Adams, Bentancur, Phillips, Rafinha, Click, Adeyemi and Sesko up front. So all you can do is try. And we're going to try to get 3 points out of a very, very tough task against Liverpool. So, for the first time in the series, we have gone through 45 minutes of football against Liverpool, where there has been 8 shots with only 2 on target, and we have reached half-time 0-0 with not a single highlight. So, surely the second half can only get better. Let's see what happens. Okay, finally, 60 minutes on the clock, and there is a chance brewing here as Rafinha is in down the left-hand side. He plays the ball to Bentancur, who then plays it to Trent. And now Liverpool are going to be on the counter-attack with Mane. If he picks the right pass here, he's got 2 in the middle. Luckily for us, he takes the ball out wide, but still finds Naby Keita. A terrible tackle from somebody there. And the ball gets played back to Mane. And there is the first goal of the game. And to be honest, it's come against the run of play. Looking at the stats in the game, we have played so well. Haven't had anything to show for it, obviously, but that really feels like it's against the run of play. Jota lays it into the path of Mane, and we find ourselves 1-0 down. 75 minutes on the clock. It is time to start making some changes. So Adam Hlozek is going to be the first one to come on in place of Rafinha, who has run himself into the ground. I could take a risk here. No, we're going to stay safe. We're going to put Patrick Bamford on. And in the middle of the park, I think I'm going to move Tyler Adams into the place of Bentancur, despite him being on a booking. I'm going to play John Joe Kenny at right back. So let's see if this can get us back into the game. Fingers crossed. Sadly, the answer to that was no. We have gone through 90 minutes with barely any action. We have suffered another close game defeat to a big team. So I think the team is going in the right direction. It's pretty strange. I mean, Click there has got himself a 5.9 average rating, which is not impressive at all. But we gave it a good go. Manchester City and Liverpool, who have managed to beat us 1-0. We are proving to be a tough team to play against. But something is definitely going on with the creativity. We need to score more goals. It's as simple as that. So let's have a little look at the schedule and see where we will be coming back in the next episode. Not really the results we were looking for there, but in fairness, we did play in 2 rather difficult games against 2 very good teams. So looking at the schedule, as we mentioned, the Europa League has been drawn now, so we have found out who we are going to be playing against in that. So we have Liverpool next in the Carabao Cup 3rd round. That's going to be difficult. We then have Southampton. We then face off against Atalanta, Nottingham Forest, who got themselves promoted, Rangers, West Ham are next, and then Luzerne. So I think we could do Nottingham Forest and Rangers in the Europa League. And I think those will be 2 tasty games where we should really have a good chance of winning. And hopefully we'll have picked our form back up by then. So speaking of form, let's see where we are sat in the table. A disappointing 8th, really. Like I said, we haven't, well, in fairness, I can't really say disappointing considering we haven't played very well, and yet we are still sat in 8th. We have 10 points, 22 for Liverpool. They are unbeaten, so maybe we're a bit harsh on ourselves. But then, so are Manchester United and Manchester City. So it's very clear there is a big four in this game, and they are right at the top of that table. But we will plug on. We are sitting 8th, 10 points. So all we can do is push forwards and hopefully continue to make progress. That there then is our second look at us in Premier League action in season 2. A little bit disappointing, like I said. I can't really gauge how the team is playing. We had some rubbish games off camera, and then we had a good draw in the first game against Tottenham. However, the second game against Liverpool, there was literally nothing happened, but we couldn't take any of the chances we'd created and lost narrowly 1-0. So, as I said, we are going to push forward into the next episode. We will be playing against Nottingham Forest and against Rangers to see how we fare in the Europa League for the first time. But if you're still watching at this point of the video and you've enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to help the channel out. All the support I've received across the months doing YouTube has been absolutely fantastic, and a big thank you to all. So for this one, I'm going to wrap it there, and I will catch you on the next episode of Leeds United, Pride of Yorkshire.